Okay, greetings, brothers and sisters. I just got back from the dentist, and I had great news on every level with my teeth. Something I didn't probably care as much about when I was younger. But I was having an ongoing problem with plaque getting underneath my gums, and my gums receding. I got a couple of cavities my last appointment. I'll get into the whole story of all that. And it was a constant battle. I would go in there and the cleanings would take forever and they would be painful. My teeth are sensitive. And, there was bone loss and gum receding and all these things. And so it was just like one of those things where my teeth were slow and going the opposite direction of I wanted them to. And I started using a couple of different things. I've tried a lot of things the last couple of years. And a new toothpaste that I'm going to talk about, and a better Sonicare toothbrush. And also, the dental hygienist had told me to brush my teeth a different way. And my wife and I both tried it, and we loved it. And so let me talk about the results first. And again, this isn't me advising you. This isn't me suggesting anything, because I don't do that. I have no idea what's best for you. I'm just sharing something that worked for me. I've been using this stuff for a while, but I didn't know. Like, I could feel and see that it seemed to be working, but I didn't know for sure, if it was something I should talk about, because, like, I didn't know whether it worked on myself. But, I was experimenting with it, and the results were this. So the last time I was there, I got a couple of cavities because one of my viewers recommended that, I was having maybe some liver issues, recommended I drink a, half a lemon, basically an ounce of lemon, some olive oil. Again, I'm not recommending anything. A little bit of cayenne pepper every morning. And what I didn't know, my dentist told me, because I was, working really hard to get my teeth better. And I was bummed out when I got the cavities. And he said, well, are you a sugar eater? I go, no, I barely eat sugar. He goes, well, what about a lemon drink or a lemon sucker or something? And I said, well, I do this lemon thing. And apparently when you take lemon juice or lime juice or something like that, the acidity softens your enamel for a brief period of time. The dental hygienist I had today looked at my chart and saw that I did that. And she said, if you rinse your mouth with baking soda, again, not recommending any of the things I'm talking about, but she said that reverses the effect, and you just, otherwise you wait a half hour, but if you brush your teeth right after having lemon juice or whatever, it can, soften your enamel, and then you can scrape off your enamel and then get cavities. And so, I was kind of bummed about it. My wife asked the question on Reddit. She, told what happened to me, or the whole thing. And somebody recommended this. I have to read it. I can't even pronounce this Nano whatever it is. You'll see the pictures of it as I go through this. This toothpaste that is supposed to be made up of the same material as your teeth, and it's nanoparticles. And if you brush your teeth and leave it on, it was supposed to remineralize your teeth. It was supposed to actually help with enamel and some of these other things. And so I tried that for a while. I switched toothbrushes as well, and I'll talk about that in a bit. And so I went in for the cleaning today, and the cleaning took about 1/4 of the time it usually did. And she said, there's the dental hygienist had been. She wasn't the last visit. She wasn't my dentist. She wasn't the person that worked with me. But the time before that she was. And she had recommended a different technique of brushing my teeth. And my wife and I tried it, and we really both loved it. And I'll talk about that as well. And she said there's barely any plaque. And she likes, and the other thing is, usually when they're cleaning my teeth, it's just painful and they're sensitive. And, the water and the air, there's parts of my, there's just everything sensitive, and there's sensitive spots. And so it's really unpleasant. And she, blew right through it. And, I had 2 cavities the last time, and 2 possible developing cavities. Like, they could have been cavities. They were going to check it the next time to see if they got worse. I had 2 cavities on my gum line, which I could see. And I was using this toothpaste, and they seemed to be disappearing. Like, when I was using the toothpaste, they seemed to be getting better. And when she cleaned over those areas where the cavities were, there's still some cavity there, but it wasn't nearly as painful, and it wasn't at all painful. And I was like, well, I think this thing might actually be I might not need to get these cavities filled, right? At the very least, I can hold off on it to see what happens. But I'm not, in any kind of a rush now because I know it's not getting worse, which is great, on a lot of levels. But at this point, I can't say that it heals cavities or it reverses the effect of cavities. But I think it hasn't made my cavities worse. But in terms of the sensitivity and the lack of plaque on my teeth were cleaner than they'd ever been in the last 4 or 5 years. And so I was happy to see that that had gotten better. And she measured the gaps between my teeth and the gums, and it had been there. I had a number of 6s, which is bad. Anything above a 4 is bad. You want it to be a 3 and below. And she blew through the measurement like really quickly. She said, your teeth have gotten so much better. You had like 1 or 2 6s, and they're now 5s. All your 5s are either 4s or 3s, and all your 4s are 3s. And so she said, without the plaque and whatever you're doing, your gums are getting better and your teeth are getting better. So on every level, I mean, I don't know about the cavities, but the two spots that were soft spots that could have turned into cavities, and that was about 5 months ago, are now better, right? So like they're not, at least they haven't developed into cavities. So those are, those could have been cavities by now. When you get 6, then you can get like bone loss and all these other things. They had said that there had been some bone loss, and at least in terms of all that, it seems to have stopped and they've gotten better. And so I had, before I moved to where I am now, I went to a dentist and they said that there's all this plaque beneath your gums are receding. That's the first time I heard of this stuff. And they had to do a deep clean, and they had to use Novocaine, and it just sucked. It was a 2-day process. It was expensive. And they said, you want to make sure the plaque doesn't build back up, and give your chance of give a chance for your teeth and your gums to get back to normal. And then I went to this new dentist, and they had to do the process over again. And then for the last couple of years, they had to do some of the teeth. Like some of the teeth got kind of better. But this was the first time that everything had gotten better, every one of them, without any intervention, without any deep clean, which sucks. And I mean, I was like really psyched about it. So let me show you the things that I'm using. Again, this is just like a one-time. It's been 6 months since I've been using this. I don't know if these things have any side effects or anything like this. I know very little about it. I mean, I've been trying these different toothpastes and, anti-plaque stuff. I don't use fluoride. So, I was using these different types of, I was trying all these different things. And so this is this fluoride-free Nano Hydroxyapatite, I don't know, remineralizing sensitive teeth whitening. I guess they've been using this in Japan for a while. And it's supposed to be made up of nanoparticles of what your teeth are made up. And your teeth are always looking to reabsorb minerals. This is what they said. I know nothing about it. But this is what it was, and I started using this, like I said, 6 months ago. Sometimes I guess it's got 30,000 ratings, and it's got 4.6 ratings. And I felt like it's really working. Obviously, the results were there, but I've been feeling good about it. My teeth have been feeling better, and my teeth have been less sensitive. And of course, what just happened with the dentist. And so, I believe this works the way they say it is. I also got some of this. This is some colloidal silver with some of this nano hydroxyapatite in it, and I've been using this in my water pick. And, I don't know if that's necessary. I don't use this as much, but it's something that I've been doing. And so, again, this got good ratings as well. And I feel like, like it might have helped, it might not have, but, it's something I've been using. And again, not recommending anything because I don't know. And so this is the new Sonicare toothbrush, the 9,000, and you could get 2 of them for like $200 or usually $300. We found them at Costco on sale for like Christmas or New Year's, and we didn't really want to spend that much money. I think we were traveling. My wife forgot her toothbrush or something, but I said, let's just try it. And it's supposed to remove 20%, 20 times more plaque than a manual toothbrush, and these other ones are 10% and 7%. So this is the one we were using, and we thought that was good enough. We were like, how much power do you need? It has like higher settings, right? But we ended up buying it was because it was only like $20 more than the other ones, and again, it was like on sale at Costco. And I said, if it saves you one cavity, because the dentist I go to charges like $200 per cavity or something crazy like that. And I'm sure there's even more expensive dentists out there. And so, the toothbrush, if it saves you two cavities, it pays for itself, right? And so we got the toothbrush, and I tried it, and I was like, oh my god, it came with two of them, and I said, I can't believe how much better this is. It feels like that. It's like you've been to the dentist every time you brush your teeth. And so, like, I don't know if it's the toothpaste or the toothbrush or a combination. Like, I don't know. These are the different things I've been using. But since using this toothbrush and since using this toothpaste, my teeth have gotten significantly better. This is the one on Amazon. Now, we got two of them, one pink one and one, I think, brown or white one. A white one, because that's what I'm using. And it comes in a different case, and we got it at Costco. And I don't know if they still have them. They're certainly not on sale now. They might not be on sale. But we felt like it was great. So the other piece is the different technique that I was using to brush my teeth. I started using a water pick like a year and a half ago, and using this toothpaste I found on Amazon that was supposedly designed to get rid of plaque. And, I think it worked a little bit, but it wasn't as good as this other stuff. Of course, I didn't get the new toothbrush. But the last time I went to this particular dental hygienist, she said, are you using the Sonicare? And I said, yeah. She said, well, how are you brushing it? I'm like, well, I do circles. I start the gum line and do circles, and, I've tried different techniques. And she said, well, you should just go put it on the top and just bring it down kind of slowly. And start at the top of the gun line and just go down. And I did it, and I'm like, wow, this is really working. Like, my teeth felt really clean. Told my wife about it. She did, and she loved the technique. So that was, the first thing that I did. But the cavities came after that, so I know it isn't, that might have helped in some ways, and I felt like my teeth were cleaner. But I still had some plaque and whatever the last, time I went. But then, I've been using the toothpaste my wife told me about, and the new Sonicare. And like I said, it's been like a concern of mine because my teeth were progressively getting worse, and I was going in for a cleaning every 4 months to 6 months, and it's expensive, and it's just it's a pain. And as you get older, it's just a sense of just preserving what you have. Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, you have certain things or whatever, and you just want to keep them going. I've had a negative relationship with dentists, at least my dentist in my childhood. Some of you guys remember this. I made a video a long time ago. Someone had sent this video to me called The Smoking Tooth or something. And they took some kind of, infrared camera, something like that, could see more than, your naked eye or regular camera, like regular, video camera. And they brushed teeth with metal fillings. And it shows that a vapor was coming off the metal fillings. Of course, there's mercury in these metal fillings and things like this. And, I watched the video, and when I looked at it, my own teeth, I realized I had metal fillings that I had gotten as a child in every one of my teeth. And like something clicked in my, I had an experience with a dentist that my sister worked for, my older sister. And she said to me that I had great teeth, and if I just flossed every other day and brushed my teeth regularly, that I shouldn't get any more cavities. And that if I do get, if they tell me I do need cavities, I should get a second opinion. I was like 20, in my early 20s. And so I was like, well, what are you saying, right? And I really didn't understand it, but she had worked on most of the members of my family and saw that the dentist that I went to when I was a kid, he was pretending we had cavities and just filling our teeth with metal. And all of us had the same, our molars were just filled with, was he was just taking out the tooth and replacing it with, toxic material just to pad his bank account, right? And numerous viewers contacted me or left comments saying, the same thing happened to them. So this was a common practice that back then to pretend you had cavities and, this is the whole for-profit medicine thing. And so, I've gotten some of the metal fillings out of my mouth and things like this over the years. And, but there's, whatever, like there's this toxicity there, like I'm absorbing all this or whatever these, the metal filling thing does to you. I know now it's unnecessary because when I was a kid, I got, within 2 years, all my teeth filled. It was a short period of time. As soon as I got adult teeth, he put metal in it, right? So, that was the kind of scumbag he was. And, dental is so expensive and just painful and unpleasant and all these things. So, and given the, unstable nature of the future, I'm glad to say that I wanted some sort of a system where, I could preserve my teeth for whatever amount of time. There was an ad on my channel my wife saw that was how to to change the pH in your mouth sort of thing that, there's, they find human beings, old ancient human beings and their teeth are still they still have all their teeth, right? And that, the teeth are supposed to last your whole life. And certainly the diet and some of the other aspects of our human depravity right now that cause us to have issues with our teeth and gums and things. But there's a way to change the pH in your mouth and change the, it's bacteria and things like this that are in your mouth and all this stuff. And so there are these pills, and I tried using them, and I don't know if it had any kind of effect, but not like this other stuff has. And so anyways, again, I'm not recommending anything. I just want to pass on this information because I always feel like, when I have experienced something I think that's helped me, and it might help other people, right? I've had people recommend things to me that have been transformative and, that have helped me physically and whatever else, right? And so, I'm just passing this information on. You can, do your own research, figure out if this is, something that would work for you. I don't know. Like, I can't say that. Certainly not an expert, but, it's definitely helped me. One more thing to add, when you introduce something new into your physical system, whether it be a food or some sort of healthcare, whatever it might be, and there's positive changes or negative changes, you attribute it to something that's changed, something that you're doing that's changed, and if you see some sort of a benefit, then you have to figure out what are the things that you've done that have changed. And for me, it was the toothbrush, and then the Nano Hydroxyapatite or whatever it is, whatever this toothpaste is, right? That those are the two things that I've been doing differently, and there's obviously some benefit from both of those things. At least they're both partially responsible for the changes, the positive changes. Anyways, only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely pointing for the apocalypse and the ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.